I want to compare two great aviation mysteries: the disappearance of Amelia Earhart and the disappearance of MH370. This is like the 10th anniversary of MH370, so I want to cover that. I'm going to toss in Wrong Way Corrigan as a bonus. If you don't know any of these stories, they're definitely on the internet, on the stories on YouTube about them. The stories, go to Wikipedia and find about any of them. But first, I'll start with MH370. The theory that makes the most sense, if anything does make sense about this theory. Now, they found on one of the pilot's home computer, they found, on a flight simulator, they found a flight path that took him, between the radars of the Pacific Islands out there. That he depressurized the cabin, so everybody went to sleep and just eventually died from lack of oxygen. And then he just flew until the plane ran out of fuel and then crashed into the ocean. Now, to me, that didn't make sense. But that's like, he committed suicide, but he killed several hundred other people. That's, several hundred counts of murder on his head. And beyond me why anybody could do that, but that's the most likely scenario. And on Amelia Earhart, now in 1937, she was doing that round the world thing as a single female, but she had her friend, I think, was it Noonan? Fred Noonan. But anyway, now some people think she was spying for Roosevelt on Japanese activity in the Pacific. Maybe, but that's not a very likely scenario. But some think she accidentally landed on a Japanese occupied island. They took her into custody, and her navigator died in their custody. And the Japanese just never really would admit to it. That's one theory, but I don't particularly subscribe to it. Personally, I think she just ran out of fuel looking for that tiny little island. I think she just ran out of fuel, either crashed on an island out there somewhere or ditched in the sea, one or the other. Where they're... there's theories are out there. There's another... She was assigned for that flight. She was assigned a Pacific radio frequency. It's around 6 megahertz. You can find it. It's out there. But supposedly, one radio amateur, Ham, in San Francisco, had heard her calling for help, 2 or 3 days after she supposed to run out of fuel and went down. And you can find all this on the internet. It's out there. But I think she just ran out of fuel, ditched in the ocean, and it's not likely we'll ever really be 100% sure of anything. But even if they fly a plane, well, that would answer a few questions if they found a plane. But I want to talk about Wrong Way Corrigan as a bonus. Now, if you don't know about Wrong Way Corrigan, this is back, right after Charles Lindbergh, made his flight. Corrigan said, "Well, I can do that too." So he had his plane on the East Coast, and the equivalent of the FAA back then was a Civil Aeronautics Board or something close to that. But they looked at his plane, they took a look at him, and they said, "Man, you can't possibly make it. You're just going to end up in the sea, and you end up drowning out there." And then Corrigan said, "All right, I'll take my plane. I'll fly back to California. I'll have them work on it. I'll bone up on pilot skills, and I'll try to make attempt again later." So he took off, and a number of hours later, he ended up in Ireland. He's a good Irishman. He said, "Well, I'll just go to Ireland." And people in Ireland said, "Man, what happened? I think we thought you was going back to California." I go, "Oh, I must have went the wrong way, man." So that's how he got the nickname Wrong Way Corrigan. It's a very interesting story. He went to a deathbed saying, "No, I went the wrong way." But man, you don't do something like that without knowing exactly what you're doing. He was no dummy. He was a pretty smart guy. Anyway, that's those 3 stories. I find them interesting. Okay, bye-bye.